Okay, so this might be an unpopular opinion, but why is engaging with China not considered the idealist approach? So when Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney talked about a newly reached trade deal with China, and he answered a CBC reporter's questions about so-called human rights concerns, he said this: "We take the world as it is, not as we wish it to be." Incidentally, that's also the line that many Western media outlets focused on, so let's talk about it. To be clear, I think the trade deal is a great thing. What I find interesting is the framing under the Western media's gaze, which is that it seems that engaging with China has to be described as realism, which is something necessary rather than ideal. My question is, why is engaging with China framed as accepting a flawed world instead of building a better one? Because let's look at the world as is. And the reality is, China is not the one kidnapping another country's president. China is not the one openly threatening to take another country's land by force. And China is not the one imposing tariffs on other countries at will. China is not the one that has been weaponizing democracy and organizing regime change abroad. What China has been doing is raising the quality of life for its people, including the people in Xinjiang and Xizang, where Western media outlets' so-called human rights concerns are repeatedly circulated despite being untrue. And many people don't realize this, but China is striving to maintain communication and stability in its surrounding region. And I think there's no doubt in this that it clearly has the capacity to do the same thing that the US did in its so-called backyard. On top of that, China is also helping other countries build their infrastructure and actively contributing to climate change solutions. So my question again, if engaging with a force that's rising peacefully is not building the world as we wish it to be, what exactly is the ideal world?